Well, let's say someone someday in the future claims that, you know what? I found a way to count it. I'm a madman. I have done it. They said I couldn't do it, but I did it. Where's my money? I did it. If anyone ever claims to have produced a bijection between the naturals and the irrationals, surely it has to have a sequential order. You counted it, then that means you created an order between amongst that set of those set of numbers. So in doing so, you created an order, and I'm going to use that order to explain why this doesn't work. Okay? How? I'm going to create a number that's not in your list. If you throw at me a list saying that, yes, I counted them, I'm going to create a number using your list that is not present in your list. And how will I do that? So notice that I have infinite decimal places to work with, right? This is why the process I'm going to explain will make sense. It's called Cantor Diagonalization. So here's what I want to do. Look at the numbers on this diagonal. The number, the first number, let's say the first number that you counted is something. It has some numbers in its decimal places. I don't know what it is. That doesn't matter for now. Let's just call the first number to be D11. Then let's say the second number, right? We'll call its second decimal place to be D22. The third number, we call its third decimal place to be D33. This goes on. Basically, the first index means what row you are in, or what number this is a part of. The first three means this is a part of the third number, and the second three means this is the third decimal place, right? Now, what I'm going to do is, for the number I want to create in my number, the first decimal place, let's say if D11 from the first number is not 2, my number will have a 2 right there. And if it does have a 2, if D11 is actually 2, my number will have a 3 in the first decimal place. So what this does is, either way, my number is different from the first number that you counted. In similar fashion, for the second decimal place, I'll do the same thing again. If D22, the second decimal place of the second number that you counted, is not 2, then my number has a 2 right there in the second decimal place. And if your number has a 2, in the second decimal place, I pick 3. What does this achieve? Now my number is different from the second number that you counted because it varies in the second decimal place. I'll keep doing this for each place. I'll do this forever. And I can do this forever because irrational numbers have infinite number of decimal places. If I do this forever, I will end up creating a number that has infinite number of decimal places. I can do that. And in doing so, what problem arises? The problem is, when I'm done with the process, well, I can't actually be done feasibly, but you understand the process. My number is such a number that, like, let's say my number is the number X with the decimal places D1, D2, D3, and so on. It's going to be different from every single number in your list because it varies in at least one decimal place from the numbers in your list. For any number in your list, my number varies in at least one decimal place, so it's a different number. That means that this number is not in your list. It's not there. Hence, you counted wrong. And the set of irrational numbers is uncountable. No one can ever count it. Never. So basically, yeah. However, we could possibly create a bijection with a different set, maybe. Just not the set of natural numbers. The set of natural numbers, it won't work. So yeah. This is the point where I'd like to go back to the very first video in this series. So when I said that the world outside my window, it felt like a vast unknown world, and in an unfathomably vast unknown world. So that's what the set of irrational numbers feels like to me. It's just so vast that there's no way to count it. There's no possible way anyone could ever count it in the future. And that sort of generates a sort of an excitement within me, the same way that I feel excited looking outside that window. Because there's a feeling within me that, I want to go out there and I want to explore it and I want to see what there is to see and I want to know what there is to know. And I get that same feeling when I'm thinking about irrational numbers. It has that same feeling of excitement and curiosity that it evokes within me. So that's the thing. That's the reason why I began with that video as the motivation. So yeah, sometimes I study math and I come across things that evoke within me such deep feelings as I experience while, I guess, observing things in real life. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy studying math, because it allows me to experience really deep things.